Mr. Speaker, I rise today to commemorate the life of an extraordinary West Texan and legendary Red Raider, Mr. Roy Don Cash, who passed away recently on August the 25th. Born to Billy Roy and Billy Mae Cash in a little West Texas town of Shamrock, Texas in 1942, and let me tell you, there was nothing little about Big Don Cash, his stature, his presence, his character, his love for God and country. He'd make his way to Texas Tech, where he met and married another West Texan who would become his wife, Sandra K. Burleson. After graduating from Texas Tech, he was blazing the trail in the oil and gas industry, became a titan for United States energy and its contributions to our energy independence, giving our nation and our people a quality of life second to no other nation in the history of the world. He was also one of the most generous supporters and donors of Texas Tech University, not just with his treasure, but with his time and his talents. He gave back by serving on the foundation board. I think he is the only emeritus director of the foundation board, which speaks to how they perceived Mr. Cash. He gave back in scholarships and professorships and buildings and research and much, much more. He was the epitome of a Texas cowboy, and he was passionate about preserving the history and heritage of ranching through his time on the Ranching Heritage Association Board of Directors. Don was a dear friend of mine, and I would refer to him as the last John Wayne. I was vice chancellor at Texas Tech. He and Kay were integral to the success that we enjoyed over that roughly decade era when Chancellor Kent Hance was at the helm. And I think Chancellor Hance would say we wouldn't have been able to achieve the level of educational excellence, engagement of our community in West Texas and beyond, and scholarship, and preparing our young people for their leadership and pursuit of their dreams in this great country if it weren't for people like Don and Kay Cash. But he was the last John Wayne in my mind because he was rugged and tough. He was fiercely independent, humble and hardworking, and most of all, loving and selfless. Loving and selfless to his family, to his friends, and to the community he gave so much to over the many, many years of his life back in West Texas. They don't make him like Don Cash anymore, I can tell you that, Monica. They don't make him like Don Cash, and it's a crying shame because we need the character and caliber of men like Don Cash now in this great nation of ours more than ever. So I guess what I'd say to honor my friend is may Don Cash's cowboy spirit and his West Texas values live on forever, not just in his son Clay and his sweet daughter-in-law Ashley and his grandchildren, but in every single one of us. Because if you want to know what made America great, well, we'll keep it great. It's the values of the American people. And nobody embodied those like Don Cash. Mr. Speaker, I also want to recognize and honor and commemorate Bill Pascrell. I'm a Republican. He's a Democrat. But I don't know anybody, Republican or Democrat, that loves their country more and fought for the people they represented like Billy Pascrell. Man, you talk about a tough guy from New Jersey that stood up for the working people in his district and was a loud and proud voice for his constituents. I just respect that. I respect that he was authentic. In this place full of so many plastic people. And I hate to say that, but it's just people regurgitating the party lines on both sides of the aisle. We hardly have any real debate. It's all sort of choreographed. Mr. Speaker, expired. God rest Billy Pascrell's soul and bless his family and comfort them. I pray we get more Billy Pascrell people who are real and love this country and will sacrifice for it. I'm glad and honored to have served with him. I yield back.
The chair recognizes